Hey guys, so today I am sitting down to test out some new products, new to me products, the literal two things I picked up in the Sephora sale. Well, kind of. I also picked up a hair product, but the two makeup products I bought were this set from Tower 28. This is their cream blush and gloss. They had a little value set of these two, and I've been really wanting to try this brand for a long time, so we're going to be trying those today. I have already used them a couple of times, but I'm still putting those to the test. But also in the Sephora sale, I ended up getting a sample of the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation, which I've been meaning to try for the longest time. This was like a point perk that I was able to get, or I think it was just like a sample. I don't even think it was a point perk. But I am really excited to test that out as well. And I also have a couple of new things to try from ATHR Beauty that they sent over, their Desert Sky Highlighting Oil and their new Citrine Quad, which looks so beautiful for just kind of everyday looks. Let's go ahead and get started. I've already applied my sunscreen. I have on the Paula's Choice Calm Mineral Sunscreen, which, by the way, I'm really liking so far, and that'll be included in my upcoming sunscreen roundup, which should be coming up at the end of this month or possibly early May. So let's go ahead and start with this LYS foundation. And I'm going to use the shade LN6, which is the lightest shade in this card here. That actually looks like a pretty good shade match for me. It might be a teeny bit too dark, but we'll make it work. And then I'm not sure what to do with these other ones. I may use the other ones as like a liquid bronzer, or I might just find someone to pass them on to. I'm really excited about this. So they say this is light to medium coverage, natural skin-like finish, available in 35 flexible shades. I only tried one thing from LYS so far, and it's their cream blush, and I love that. So I definitely have a good feeling about this foundation, especially because I know so many people have raved about it. I'm not going to open it all the way because just in case I don't end up using all of it today, but the texture of this looks like a pretty standard, like not super liquidy, but definitely like kind of a thin cream. Okay, that definitely is a little bit too dark for me, but that's okay. There are 4 shades that go lighter than this, so I think I would probably get the shade LN3 if I were to choose from their line. That would probably be the one that would match me the most. I'm gonna use my sponge on one side, just since that's what I normally do, and then I might try a brush on the other side. And then on the other side, I'm going to use my Sigma F80 brush, just because this is the least dirty of all my brushes right now. I am going to clean my brushes after I film this, I think. So that actually looks like it blended out pretty well with the brush. Normally I do prefer a sponge, but it didn't go on streaky or anything. Definitely looks very smooth and skin-like. I do feel like I got a little bit more coverage on the brush side, which is to be expected. I am going to build up a little bit more of this, just kind of in these areas. And I'm just going to buff that in with the brush, because honestly I really like the look of it with the brush. As you saw, the sunscreen that I have on today isn't overly glowy or anything. I feel like it just kind of has a pretty neutral skin-like finish. Neutral meaning kind of in between matte and glowy, you know? So I do feel like this foundation has a little bit of a nice, like, healthy glow, but oh, that's honestly really pretty. And I think I actually will be able to get one more use out of this little sample. I don't have a new concealer, so I'm just gonna use my trusty old e.l.f. Hydrating Camo for the under eyes. Yeah, honestly, I think that LYS foundation is probably best used with a brush or your fingers. I didn't try it with my fingers today, but I think because it is a little bit on the more liquidy side, it is a serum foundation they call it, I feel like my sponge did kind of soak up a lot, so I think a brush or your fingers might be the best way to blend that one out just to get the most coverage. So then for this Tower 28 blush, so I basically got both of these for $20, so like $10 each. Pretty good deal. But it came with the Beach Please Magic Hour Cream Blush and the new gloss shade, which is called Pistachio. I haven't tried anything from this brand yet, so I'm really excited. They're kind of one of those like cool girl brands that seems to be really hyped up recently. So also, I love this packaging. I think it looks so sleek and cute. And I really like that you can just see through to the blush. Like there's no actual metal pan in there, which is interesting. But I feel like that just makes it look super sleek and cool. So I have used this a couple of times already, but it's a very pretty, just like nude peachy color. And I'm just going to apply this with my finger. That's been my favorite way to apply cream blushes recently. I have to say, this formula reminds me of the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. Very reminiscent. So that may be a good drugstore alternative. And I also feel like the look on the skin is similar. Like it has that same kind of really healthy, hydrated look on your skin, even though there's no like shimmer to it. Isn't that pretty? A little bit on the bridge of the nose here. So there's that blush. Really liking that so far. I like the tone. I like the finish of it on my skin. It just looks really healthy. I like that. But like I said, if you want a more affordable option, the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes, formula-wise, are very similar. Like, they both have a very buildable level of pigment to them and a similar texture as well. But I am really enjoying that so far. So next for this ATHR Desert Sky Highlighting Oil, this will be the second time I'm using this. I do wish that they would have put a little like shaker bead in there, because the like shimmer of this does kind of separate and settle down to the bottom. So it can be kind of hard to get it to like mix back together. But this bottle is so pretty, and to me this kind of looks like the liquid version of their Pink Diamond Dust powder highlighter that I love. This is one of those kind of multi-purpose products, like you could put it on under your makeup, over it as a highlighter, or as like a body highlight too. But so far it seems to work pretty well. Let's try it again. I did try this the other day, but I actually think it works pretty well, just lightly and gently tapped over your makeup. I was worried that because it's an oil formula that it would kind of like break down the makeup underneath, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I think the key is just to use a really small amount. And then I'm actually going to tap over that with my sponge just to get it kind of worked in. Is that lifting up my blush? Okay, I do feel like the sponge is kind of lifting up the blush underneath, so I think maybe I should have just stuck with applying that with the fingers. I'm just going to tap a little bit more blush over that to kind of even it out again. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be a highlighter formula that I reach for as like an over makeup highlighter. I might stick to using that underneath my makeup or like on the body, because I just don't know if I love the feeling of putting an oil over my makeup. I guess I do have to be kind of careful with that. So I do need a little more concealer on my under eyes before I powder. Just gonna gently tap some more of that. And then I also don't have a new powder, so I'm just gonna go in with the one that's in my makeup basket right now, which is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. Alright, I just went in with a light dusting of that. Yeah, I don't know if I like the feel of having an oil over my makeup. I just feel like I can't really tell how much of that glow from the highlighter is coming from the oil and how much is coming from the actual like shimmer. Like it looks pretty, but I almost feel like most of that glow is coming from the oil rather than the like shimmer of the highlighter. So I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Okay, so I just went ahead and primed my eyelids, used the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and also filled in my brows. I went in with the e.l.f. Shape and Stay Brow Wax, and then I filled them in with my ABH Mercury shade, which is in my Pan Those eyeshadows. This brow has not been wanting to behave lately, but I did my best. Next up for this ATHR Beauty Citrine Quad. This is so cute. Let me go ahead and swatch this real quick. So there's some quick swatches of those 4 shades. It's actually quite warm, especially swatched out. I mean, I guess they look warm inside the pan too, but the matte color and that like coppery color definitely come off very warm on the skin. So I guess the obvious starting point would be to apply that matte shade to the crease. I am going to just lightly set my eyelid primer from the crease up with my powder, just because I feel like that Urban Decay Primer Potion does kind of stay a little bit tacky, and I feel like that just allows for better blendability. And then let's see what we can do here. So that applied and blended nicely. So next I'm going to go in with this cooler tone brown shade. That is the shade Flame. And I'm just going to tap that all over the lid. Just blending over all of that with no additional shadow on this fluffy brush. All right, then I'm going to go into this lightest shade called Citrine, and that's going to be my inner corner color, and then I am going to bring a little bit of that onto the lid as well. That's pretty. That definitely is a little bit, it has kind of a sheer base to it, that shade, but it's very reflective. Yeah, I'm just tapping some of that into kind of like the inner fourth of my lid to open up the eye a little bit. Really not getting a ton of fallout, which usually I don't get a lot of fallout with ATHR shadows. Maybe a tiny bit over here. Okay, I'm loving this kind of like taupey bronze look. For the sake of using all 4 shades, I am going to tap some of this last shade called Eternal, which is that very, very coppery shade, on the center of the lid. That one is a little bit flaky when I touch it. Ooh, that's pretty. That actually reminds me of the shade that's in my pan, those eyeshadows right now, Silk from Natasha Denona. Very similar color to that. I'm going to take a little bit more of that matte shade and smudge that across my lower lash line. Oh, I definitely already had another dark shade on this brush, but it's okay. I'm just going to go in with my Essence Lash Princess mascara. I think what I found is that this does smudge when I wear it on the lower lashes, but if I just use it on the upper lashes, I don't get any smudging. I think I'm actually soon going to purchase a mascara specific to my lower lashes. I never thought I would do that, but lately, so many mascaras have been smudging and transferring on me, so I think I'm probably going to get like the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant, because that one has a good like brush shape for the lower lashes, and I just need something that I can rely on. I don't need it to make my lower lashes look like crazy long or anything. I just need it to basically like tint them and not smudge. So that's my plan right now. But lately I've just been kind of going bare on the lower lashes, and that works fine too. Dang, that inner corner highlight shade is actually really pretty. It didn't look all that impressive in the swatch, but I really like how that looks there on the inner corner. It's very, very sheeny. That's the thing about ATHR shimmers. I feel like sometimes they kind of take you by surprise. Like they kind of don't look like much when you swatch them or like in the pan, but then on the skin they just kind of transform into a really pretty shade. Okay, so I made a few mistakes with my mascara. I'm gonna let those dry and then kind of scrape them off with a spoolie. But let's go ahead and apply this Tower 28 gloss. I think I'm just gonna do just gloss, no lip liner today. I've really been liking just kind of a more fresh, minimal makeup look recently. So this is the shade Pistachio, which is their newest gloss shade. It's just a nice kind of nude pink color. So that's what it looks like on. Just such an easy color to throw on. I feel like this is the kind of gloss that would be great to just throw in my purse because it kind of just goes with any look. It's a very flattering shade. I feel like because it's kind of got like a neutral undertone, it'll go with pretty much any look that I have on, and it's so comfortable too. It's definitely like a little bit of a thinner gloss. Like, it's not super sticky. When I did wear this one day, I found myself reapplying it quite a bit because I did find that the gloss would kind of like completely sink into my lips after like an hour of wear, but I don't think it hangs around quite as well as like the e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. The more I've used that one, the more I realized that gloss has good staying power compared to other glosses. This is one that you're probably going to find yourself wanting to reapply if you want to keep that sheen on your lips. Yeah, they call it the Shine On Lip Jelly, and I think that's a good description because it does feel kind of more like a gel than a gloss. And like, it definitely does have some color to it, but it's a little bit translucent as well, so your natural lip color is still going to show through. And yeah, it's really nice. I feel like it just kind of like blurs out my like natural lip color in a really flattering way. So very happy with both of these. I can't say either one is like blowing me away. Like, I definitely feel like I'm glad I got them on sale. I essentially got each one for like a drugstore price, so I'm happy with that. I'm not sure I'd want to pay full price for either one of these because I just feel like the drugstore already has so many great gloss formulas, and the Milani cream blush is also really similar to this. But oh, and I'll also go ahead and mention the other 2 point perks that I got from Sephora. And if you're curious, the other product I bought was the Amika The Flash hair mask. I used up a mini of that and I liked it so much that I took advantage of the sale to get the full size. But I actually had some pretty good point perks available to me, so I ended up getting this little mini Melt Ultra Matte lipstick in the shade Frisky, which looks like a nice kind of peachy beige color. I feel like it might be a little bit darker than what I like to wear for a nude lipstick, but it smells like marshmallow. It smells really good. I've never tried anything from Melt, so that is my first ever Melt product. And then I also got a little mini fragrance. This is the Clean Reserve Skin scent. I really hate the name, but I like the scent a lot. It's very fresh. I'll pop the notes on the screen here. It's very fresh and like clean smelling, but warm at the same time. Sometimes I feel like scents can be a little bit too fresh. Like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Salt Air from Skylar, but better because it has like a warmer undertone than that one. So that's my little very mini Sephora sale haul, and then a couple of other new products that I was excited to try. Overall today, very, very impressed so far with the LYS Foundation. I'm curious to see how it wears, of course. I'll try to leave a note in the description box to give you an update on how it wore by the end of the day. But I'm very, very happy with how this looks on my skin. I mean, I have no complaints. It feels really comfortable and like breathable on my skin, and it just looks like my skin just looks really healthy. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kosas foundation that I love so much. So this might be a more affordable alternative to that, because I think the LYS foundation is only like $20 something, so definitely more affordable than the Kosas. We'll definitely keep you posted. Obviously, I think I only have like one use left in this little packet, but I'm impressed. This might be something I eventually buy the full size of. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing these products in action, and of course I will come back and share updated thoughts. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and hopefully I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye!